Hi there, this is Dr. Mort Orman, and let me ask you a question. Have you ever gotten frustrated with those jumble puzzles in your local magazine? You know, where they give you a list of letters, 5 or 6 letters in a row, and you've got to figure out, they're all jumbled up, you have to figure out what the word is that these letters would normally make if they weren't in the wrong order. I used to just get terribly frustrated with these puzzles. I just couldn't do them. I could rarely get to the right answer. And I just got so frustrated that I would give up and I would avoid these puzzles. And I just came to the conclusion that I didn't have that ability within me. I mean, I just couldn't do those things. That was just one of my limitations. I wasn't very good at it. I didn't have the ability. And that was the conclusion that I basically had accepted as being true about myself. And then one day I just came up with this idea that instead of trying to solve the problem in the manner that it was presented in a linear fashion, what if I took those same letters and just rearranged them and put them in a circle? Would that make it any easier? And lo and behold, what I discovered was that as soon as I put these letters in a circle, in almost all the cases, a word would just pop out. I mean, it was like effortless. I didn't have to do anything. I didn't have to think about anything. My unconscious would just automatically recognize a word, and it would end up being the right answer. So let me show you what I mean by that. Here's an example from my newspaper this morning. Here's the puzzle. Here's the jumble puzzle that appeared in my newspaper this morning. And I just want to show you the first 2 entries in the puzzle today. And the first entry looked like this. Okay, here's what the letters were in the first entry. And when I took these letters, which didn't suggest a word very easily to me, they may to you, what I did was I put it in another format. So here you see them in the format of a circle. And immediately when I looked at this, a word just popped right out, and maybe it'll do that for you. Okay? Now here's the second one. Here's the second one in that list from today's paper. Looks just like this in a linear fashion. Then when you put it in a circle, you get this, or some other arrangement, but this is what I got. And look at how a word just popped right out very easily from there. So the reason why I present this to you is because I discovered, by just making this one subtle change, I discovered that I actually did have the ability to solve these puzzles inside me all along. The power, the ability had been there. I just hadn't been in touch with it. I hadn't been able to release it. I hadn't been in the right format. The same thing is true when it comes to dealing with stress. A lot of people have come to the conclusion that they just don't have the power. They just don't have the ability within them to make most of their stress disappear. And actually, that's not true. When you're able to gain a whole new perspective on stress, when you're able to look at it in a completely different way and understand it in a different way, you suddenly discover that not only do you have the power to get rid of a lot of your stress, but that power has been there all along. You just never were able to tap into it with the concepts and the ideas that you had been given about stress. So that's what I love helping people do. I give them a new way of thinking about stress and dealing with it, so their natural abilities just come right out, and they have much less stress in their lives as a consequence. So if you'd like me to help you learn how to do that, I'd be happy to do so. Just contact me. I can work with you one-on-one. Or even better, if you're in the Baltimore area or you want to come into the Baltimore area, I'm doing another one of my one-day workshops on Saturday, May the 28th in Hunt Valley, Maryland. That's the first Saturday of the Memorial Day weekend. So if you're not traveling on vacation and you're around town, or we want to come into the Baltimore area, why not take the first day of that 3-day weekend, spend it with me in the workshop. You'll get this whole new perspective on how to look at stress differently and understand stress differently, and it'll really make a huge difference in your life for the rest of your life. And you'll still have 2 days plus Saturday evening of the weekend to do whatever you want to do, have fun, be with friends, be with family. So I really encourage you to take a look at that, or if you live out of town or live even in another country, we can work together one-on-one by phone or by Skype. So this is Dr. Orman. I'll talk to you later.